to top right-hand side. Our red Terran player. This is ByuN. On the left-hand side, our blue pros player is Trap. Is that a Von Schleyer in the chat before the last map of the day? What's up, Von Schleyer? How you doing? Good to see you. Proxy racks to start things off from ByuN here in this best of 5 series. As you see, the probe going to hop up in towards the main base. And is going to have a little bit of a drill around, so both players getting scout here. We've been a little bit unlucky with the matchups today. Like, we did 2 TVTs in a row earlier. Now we're doing 2 TVPs in a row. So, you know, especially because they're best of 5s, it'd be nice to, change it up a little bit and to do, you know, like TVT, then a TVP, just to kind of change the matchups, but... We also get to look at the differences between the players and see how ByuN plays compared to Fantasy, for example. Thank you, ByuN 211 for the 100 bits. Appreciate it. As you see the first Reaper popping out. Just the proxy Reaper, the factory's already built at home, and this is something which Trap obviously sees with this probe coming in. Reaper hops up and is going to be going for a couple of probe kills here, so going to see what it can do. And first adept just now coming out. I mean, some of those probes are low, but haven't gone down just yet. As ByuN's going to back away out of that main base and out up into the center of the map. SCV chasing this probe around. And as the factory finishes and the tech lab will drop down pretty much instantly. This barracks of ByuN coming all the way through the top, and the Reaper is coming out of the main base as well. ByuN all the way back home with that barracks. He is not sticking around, is he? Nuh-uh, not at all. SCV of ByuN chases this probe around and just going to be hunting it down. As we do see, Rack still just on its way over, on its way home. Reaper here just going to chill out to the side of the natural expansion as well. Adept here on the natural too, as the robot facility is about to finish up. Warp gate is also about to wrap up here in a few moments' time. And yeah, command center coming in on the natural expansion as well. So getting this up and rolling, as we do see the Cyclone able to pick up the probe in the main finally. And the Raven comes out from ByuN. Now this would generally kind of suggest an aggressive attack in the future. Generally where you get tanks and marines pushing forwards. And that Raven anti-armor missile to come down to really kind of make a mess of things. There's also that opportunity as well, though, to obviously use the Raven as an interference matrix, depending on what's up and what the build is from Trap. We'll see what the choice is. Now, Trap's gone for this fast robo again. Obviously, we saw this against Fantasy, and he's going to use it for the fast immortal, go into the prism. I imagine it's going to be a very similar idea. Tries to hide that immortal by pulling it back, but the Reaper coming in again. We'll see the immortal, so ByuN knows what's happening. As we see the Reaper coming down at the bottom. Immortal and a few Stalkers coming through the center of the map as the Reaper just puts a tag onto the Immortal there. And as you see the Adept continue to shade over the far right hand side. And we've seen the Cyclone and a couple of Marines dealing some damage. We see the bunker. It's going to be delayed for a moment, but with a bunker coming up, I mean, the Prism can maybe jump up into the main and could jump on that tank as well, which could be good. It's probably the best chance of doing something here at the moment, actually. You can see that Prism loading up and moving over towards the main base. And the Immortal and Stalkers start to do some damage. Nice interference matrix, though. What that allows for means the Prism can't actually lift any units up, but the tank's going to go down, and this Immortal will be saved. The matrix is not on for long enough there Viking will try and chase that Prism down. Actually, Prism stops for a moment, turns back around. Stalkers will protect it, and he will kill the Prism, abandoning those units. But obviously, ByuN doesn't have units in position to get on top of that those couple of Stalkers in the Immortal and to clean those up. Forge and the Twilight Council drop down from Trap in the natural expansion, so getting those up. As you see those couple of Stalkers spreading out a little bit. Tank will unsiege and come down to the low ground. And here we go, Stalkers in a bunker. Gonna go up against each other. This Immortal goes down pretty quick, but does get the Siege Tank. The Stalkers get the Cyclone as well. They're going to be trapped in here. No blink on these, so the only option is a recall, which will get just a single Stalker out of there. A few more Marines jumping into that bunker here, as we are going to be seeing the Observer continue to come along. And getting ready to go. So ByuN with the defense then, and now we see what Trap's going to go into as a follow-up with +1 armor being chrono boosted, the charge upgrade being chrono boosted as well, as we get this set up and going. Grenade comes down, Probe gets blasted around a little bit, Reaper coming back up to the top side. Combat shields and stim pack continue to come up here as you see that Prism set up to the top. Storm coming in from the Templar Archives. So Trap kind of, again, really favouring the fast Storm today. We never really saw a game go long enough against Fantasy for that to come into play at all, but obviously we did see him attempt to go in towards the faster Storm. So going in towards that now as we see Charge is about to finish up as well. There's the +1 armor also completing. Zealot chases the Reaper down to the south side of the map. And again, this Observer from Trap coming over. And it's just going to keep an eye on things. So Trap bringing his units up towards the third base, and we see Medevacs, Raven, and the ByuN unit's going to be steaming back towards the main. As we see a few Zealots beginning to unload. And we see 6 more Zealots on the way up. All of the Zealots continue to go down there as you see the Raven is actually just sat to the top, not really able to do anything. ByuN already in position to deal with this as we see the Zealots going to get blown up by the mine. Shields off of them now. The ByuN will try and do a bit more. Nice by Trap though. They had 7 SCVs in total here. ByuN's defense was decent, but obviously still some damage dealt, and it was pretty. I mean, Zealots are really units you can kind of give up on. You don't really need to keep them alive, so. You can obviously see a blink on the way up from Trap on the natural expansion as we're going to be seeing the rest of these units just gathering up at the front. And here we go now. ByuN starting to move across the bottom left-hand side. And as we're going to be seeing what will happen here. Anti-armor missile hits on the High Templars, so ByuN with some opportunity, but has to be careful with the storms. The interference matrixes? No. The interference matrix one of the High Templar there, but the other ones had storms available. Obviously wasn't that much energy on the Raven. Nice idea though. Stop the storm coming down for just a little bit as we do see Prism up to the top side. Just gonna have to pull away. Oh, ByuN eating a big storm right there as we're gonna be seeing him with the Widow Mines though. Gets rid of a few of those Zealots. His army's just bruised and battered, and with units like an Immortal in the mix, he will start to one-shot those Marauders and really just quickly move his way through this. Going back into the center, we see a Prism loading up and 4 Zealots coming up to the top side. Again, the Spire army of ByuN going to be coming through the center to see what it can do in the next few moments, as we do see the blink on its way up, going to be completing in just a few moments' time. +2 armor on the way on the Forge. With SCVs going down as we do see the ByuN coming forwards here. High Templars getting Interference Matrix, one of them at least, but it already had its energy gone, so it wasn't the best of High Templar to actually hit by that Matrix. Meanwhile, an Zealot also will probably come in here from that Prism. I mean, he's not doing anything just yet, but probably trying to do something. ByuN continue to back away over the right-hand side. A couple more medevacs coming over. Stepping forward, so you're going to see Zealots, Stalkers, Immortals pushing this away again. On the third base, which isn't at there, which is coming into position now. Well, ByuN's going to be able to take it there, but the Zealots in the main he'll have to deal with while dealing with this push forwards. ByuN is still kind of feels like he's on pure ByuN. He's got a couple of mines, but they're not burrowed at the moment. Storms, the first couple are good, and again, the Mortal count really has gathered up. And now that there's so many Marauders in this army, I feel like these Immortals will make short work of it. The High Templar Storms obviously weakening it up to begin with. The Widow Mines try and run forwards, but it won't be successful. SCVs are just going down en masse in the main base. And this is going to be GG. Trap takes game number 1. It'll literally just improve my screen as well, I've learned recently. Perfect. Bottom left, our Red Terran player. This is ByuN. As we have to the top right, our blue Protoss is Trap. And just to answer on a live versus creator as well, because I know it's a bit confusing maybe because I played out of sync. Creator couldn't play today, so live and creator and the winner versus Drogo will play in the next couple of days. We'll get information on that as soon as we have it. Barracks going to drop on the top side. ByuN opening with a proxy once again. So proxy racks coming down as the gateway comes in on the top side. This guy gets banned in the chat and he instantly PMs me asking if I'm mad. Yeah, dude, I am absolutely furious. I can't believe I'm so mad. Oh no! Oh, stop me, chat! No, I'm gonna. Oh, I've punched my keyboard in rage. Oh dear. What a shame. SC2 Brand with the Twitch Prime sub for 2 months. Loud82 has a monster unit. I don't know what that means, but thank you so much for the Twitch Prime for 2 months. I'll get you up on the tree after this game. We saw that proxy racks coming down. The SCV is hanging out here. So maybe it feels as though we're going to be seeing a factory with this as well. What, douche caster? Bye-bye. I mean, how am I being a douche? People in the chat are being ridiculous and saying stupid things. You're correct. How much of a douche I am to not let people sit there and chat shit at me. 200 IQ. Reactor coming up on the racks with the factory coming through as well. Reaper dealing some damage to the probe here. I was just going to be seeing the idea isn't about the Reaper, right? It's about distracting a little bit and obviously going into what is going to be, it's just going to be a massive one-base push from ByuN. I mean, he's going into the tech lab on the factory, he's going into the starport. Reactor straight away on the racks, he's just going to go into a huge push forwards. And just really look to win this game with one big attack. So looking for that right now. Starport about to finish up here as the Cyclone is about halfway done. Now, the opening here from Trap, that robot facility coming down pretty fast, is a fairly common response to any sort of proxy play. And obviously, Trap has been across the map and has realized nothing is being built over here. So he knows about that. Cyclone first from ByuN into a medevac. I wouldn't be surprised to see a siege tank now, though. Because, if it was going to be continued Cyclone pressure, I just feel with this setup, the tank does so well in terms of starting to push through the Protoss natural expansion. Going to be seeing a few Stalkers set up on the natural here as we do see this Adept going to shade down over the right hand side. Again, a few units gathering up. Going to see that Adept in some trouble there. So he gets taken down. Stalkers trying to help. Man, with the siege tank here, though, this is going to be kind of dangerous. There's one shield battery, and the first immortal is out in the main base, so needs to kind of come over here, though. There's not going to be a drop in the main, so needs to come to the front to help defend. There's that tank sieging up. I would have liked to see a few SCVs here. That Cyclone didn't get pulled back very quickly either. A few SCVs to repair the tank, maybe. Ooh, tank will get saved, but the Marines are going to be left behind. Well, ByuN obviously just didn't feel he could continue to fight this with the immortal coming out. So backing away from that now, as we are going to be seeing the Liberator just going back to the center. And just continue to move across the top. So actually interesting. I feel like Trap's looking for the structures. Well, he knows they're over here. I'm not sure what he's chasing over here, actually. Nothing. I mean, it's kind of dangerous, right? Because it leaves position on the natural or drop into the main base open. This is now 2 tanks. Good amount of Marines. I mean, saving the first tank is obviously huge because the number, the extra tanks you have, the better this siege up and push forward is going to be for ByuN. Pressing forwards again, a good amount of Marines, couple of tanks. And there's a couple of Stalkers and the siege tank. Sorry, the Immortal. Just waiting to greet this army. Ooh, but the tank fire is good initially. Wow. And Trap goes to the right-hand side. That's awkward. Now Trap's in a real awkward spot. Now Trap has to push into his own natural. ByuN is going to come through to kill the shield battery. Is Trap just going to look to shut off reinforcements? Like, is that the plan? Is that all he's going to try and go for here? Well, here we go. Immortals on the high ground dealing some damage. The Liberator will want to siege up, and it does get sieged across the map. And it's Zelt and a Stalker dealing some damage, and ByuN's going to pull his SCVs across the map. So ByuN does not have any more mining. Marines coming in as these units came in from the left side. They actually killed quite a bit, but obviously a lot of losses as well there. Another siege tank on the way up, more Marines coming through. And ByuN's all in is at the moment looking fairly successful. Liberator will now siege up on this mineral line. ByuN pressing forwards a little bit further, pushing out Molten Stalkers back to the side, but now he has to come back, protect the Liberator from those Stalkers. ByuN is caught in a bit of a pro sandwich, but there's SCVs show up, but now the Warp Prism will save those 2 Stalkers and the Immortal, so this is a real cluster of units, and no one, I don't think, even the players, really know what should be kind of happening here. It's kind of crazy. Another Liberator in production, 3 more Marines as well. ByuN is now dead out of money, though. He's got nothing left. 2 Immortals and 2 Stalkers remaining. Another Immortal about to pop off of the Robo facility, and Trap still has 11 probes to mine with. As ByuN is going to target down another Immortal here, or at least try to get the prison pushed back as well as important. Will push the prison back far enough to be able to kill one of the Immortals. Now the Liberator comes in to chase the Warp Prism, means that other Immortal will have to be dropped off at some stage, and this Immortal will not be saved either. Pulls back to the right-hand side of the main as another Zealot and Stalker warping in. Looking good at the moment as we see that medevac loading up here. There's that Immortal coming back through. A few Marines unload and tank unloads as well. Will siege up. Needs to kill an Immortal here though. Needs to keep this tank alive. It falls. Now it's just Marines and a Liberator. ByuN can't build anything. Oh, he's got more Marines in the middle of the map. He needs to remember that. He needs to know. Oh, there's 2 Zealots and a Stalker though. Also going to come back to the top side. If ByuN can kill all the probes, he can get a draw because he can float buildings to the middle of the map. He lost his command center, by the way, so he can't drop mules any longer. That's obviously a huge deal here. Just going to be seeing that Liberator sieged up, the Marine loading up, moving back over to the natural expansion. As you do see the probes coming over. And Lib thinking about potentially getting sieged. Man, I think ByuN might be dead. Still got this Liberator, but he needs to stop this mining, even though it's just a couple of probes. Loses the medevac to the left side. The Stalker chasing that away. These couple of Zealots obviously going to have a bit of a tough time as well. And as that Stalker recalls, we are going to be seeing the Liberator sieging up. Stalker goes down. A couple more probes going down. A few more probes just continue to die. And this looks as though it's going to be game. I mean, 3 more probes. I mean, it's only 3 probes left. But obviously, yeah. I mean, as long as the Stalker doesn't die. The Stalker is all that's left against this Liberator. GG. If that Stalker went down, then maybe. Because then if the probes can't mine, he could force a draw. Gee. Day after day this month, it's really ridiculous. Like, we have not had a slow day this month. Like, there's quite often slow days, and they get made up by days where a couple of people go crazy and stuff, and it's like, you know, averages out to be pretty normal. But today has just been crazy, 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 crazy. Bottom right, our red Terran player. Give it up if you're cheering on ByuN. And to the top left, our blue Protoss player is Trap here in Game 3. This is our last series of this tournament today, guys. A live creator will have to play another day. They couldn't play today, so they'll be played tomorrow, and we'll try and catch you up with that at some point. Probe from Trap is going to come out in towards the center. You're going to be having a little bit of a look across. And just having a look around in the main as you do see the probe going to come in for a little bit of a nibble. Barracks in the main base, though, is interesting enough. Trap go Cybercore before expand, so that does speed up this, his tech choice here. We'll see what comes of that in just a few moments. Command Center dropping down on the natural. And as you see this SCV of ByuN just moving backwards and forwards, up and down. Have a little bit of a dance around. And Nexus coming up on the natural as we do see this Reaper coming across. Reaper coming in towards the upper left is just going to be passing by in the depth there, which is shading around, and this Reaper just chilling out at the moment. Stargate on the way down then, so again, obviously with the faster Cybercore, your Stargate can come down nice and quick, so Trap changing up his game plan. We've obviously seen in game number 1 the Robo and the faster Mortal attack. Game 2, who's kind of a bit more responsive to what ByuN was doing in the proxy. In this third game, we're just going to be seeing ByuN coming around and Trap kind of being left to his own devices to kind of choose his own build order once again. This could be our last game of the day, guys. I'm just going to very quickly say it while do a couple sponsor things while I remember. Stampede just used the Harry's command. If you're in the US, UK, or Canada, you can use Harry's in the chat to get my link to the Harry's. You can get $5 off a starter set. Depending where you are, that can be as cheap as paying only for postage, or it costs about $5 or so. Every purchase directly supports the stream, and it helps us a lot. You also have !MVMT movement watches. Anything on their store is 15% discount through my link. Every purchase directly supports the stream. If you've got any questions about any of those, I'd be very happy to answer them during breaks or post-stream or anything. Just hit me up. Oh, sorry, I just had to suddenly dodge my microphone up so I could sneeze a little bit. Ooh. Alright, so Nexus and the Pylon coming down on the bottom. Marines do load up over here. And the Oracle coming in to pick up a couple of SCVs. Going to come in for a third and a fourth SCV. So good stuff so far. Fifth SCV goes down as well. 6, 7. Okay, 7 workers. Not bad at all. Well, let's see what ByuN can do on the counterattack. He takes this much damage because he sent his medevac with Marines across the map, of course. So, hoping to do something here. Let's see what happens as these 8 Marines unloading and pushing forwards. As we are going to be seeing the Hellion and Reaper coming in as well. So the first couple of adepts going down. Trap taking a little bit of damage there as we do see the Marines continue to press through. And the probes getting pulled in. Here comes the Oracle. Next Oracle to help save the day. It does go down. ByuN doesn't kill much though. Maybe he can get a little bit more as he boosts into the main. This Warlock here is actually going to hurt Trap, trying to come and defend this. But he's also got 2 Oracles across the map to deal more damage. ByuN's already below 30 workers. As one of these Oracles out of energy, so it's just the one to actually still deal damage here. He does get 5 probes in the end, ByuN, so getting some damage. But I mean, that's still nothing compared to the 7 and now the 3 more that have been killed here. And still probably more than that because these Marines have gone down. That Oracle has a little bit of energy left. Can get a few more SCVs with this. Targets down a bunch of low energy or low health SCVs. Oh my god. ByuN is taking so much damage as Trap is just going wild at the moment. He's just going wild. What's up, Juhani Law? Thank you so much for that Twitch Prime sub. Thank you so much. Appreciate the Twitch Prime. And we've seen the medevac is going to get taken down by the Phoenix. The couple of Stalkers coming in as well. A couple of Marines get taken down too. Banshee going to come across the map, so here's ByuN's chance for a counter. There is not a robo facility up, so it's only going to be oracles that can revelate and detect. And with only one oracle alive, well, I mean, he's going to have to keep making oracles basically, because if this Banshee Cloaks gets revelated, another Banshee shows up, suddenly you're going to need more than one, you need more than one oracle here basically. So here we go, Banshee in the main, and ByuN will find himself a little bit more damage, picking off a few of these probes so far. 1, 2, 3 killed already. And look for a fourth. Does get that. A fifth goes down as well. 5 workers killed. As we do see these few Stalkers and the Adept moving forwards. The Widowmine gets taken down. And we do see the couple of Cyclones locking on to push those Stalkers back out into the center. Adept taking some shots as well, as we see the Banshee firing away, helping to clean up. Robo Facility about to finish up in the main base. And again, Twilight Council on the Forge. Both still coming down. Here's the Cyclones locking on to those Stalkers. A couple of Phoenix dealing some damage as the Banshee cloaked up again. Going to stay hidden because, again, no energy on the Oracle right now. But another one's about to finish. So Trap should be able to deflect this Banshee in just the next few moments. Again, it's just annoying waiting for that energy to come back, isn't it? It's one of the things that made the Cloak Banshee so good when Stargate was just the go-to every PvT. Because if there wasn't, if 2 Banshees show up and there's only 1 Oracle, you split those Banshees up, Revelation doesn't completely cover it, so makes it a bit of an interesting situation. Let's see, seeing those Phoenix and the Oracles gathering together. Oracles and a couple of Phoenix hanging out in the top left-hand side. Another Phoenix coming out into the center. Heading down towards the bottom right-hand side. I mean, the Marines and tanks from ByuN kind of feel as though we're going to be seeing another Marine tank. We've just been seeing so many aggressive tank pushes all day today in the TvPs. We've seen a good few TvPs as well. So another one coming through right now is, here we go. Heading out into the center and across towards the upper left side of the map here. Cyclones, Marines, and tanks. All moving up through to the top side. As Phoenix and Oracle's going to come in and just going to be seeing a couple of the tank picked off here. So reinforcements getting shut down a little bit. ByuN's going to start trying to set up the bunker. Has multiple Banshees here for the damage as well. Banshee's going to be revelated though. All of them caught in the same revelation. The Marines getting rid of the Oracles, but the Zealots just charging through, and Trap just has so much. The armor upgrade helps a lot on those Zealots as well. Tanks are lifted. GG is called. Trap takes the 3-0, and ByuN will be